All right, let's talk peer review. I know, sometimes it can feel like a chore. But today, we're going to flip that idea on its head. We're going to break down exactly how to give amazing feedback on the mystery shopping assessment instrument, making everyone's project better. And yeah, that includes your own. So let's get right to it.
First things first, we got to get our mindset right. For this project, you are not just a student checking a box. Oh no, you are a professional researcher on a mission. Your job is to see the things nobody else sees, to analyze and to report back with precision. Think of it like you're test driving a real career in marketing research.
So why are we spending all this time just on giving feedback? I mean, isn't it just for a grade? Well, no, it's about so much more than that. This is about building skills you are going to use for the rest of your career. There are three huge wins here. First, obviously, good feedback makes the final mystery shopping instruments way better for everyone involved. Second, and this is a big one, the more you analyze someone else's work, the sharper your own eye becomes. You start to see what works and what doesn't in your own stuff. And third, in literally any job you'll ever have, giving and getting feedback is a constant. Learning to do it well now, that's a massive head start.
This example right here says it all. Looks good overall. What does that even mean? It tells your peer absolutely nothing they can use. But the helpful comment? It's specific. It tells them why it's solid so they know exactly what to repeat. The key takeaway here, folks, is that specificity is everything.
Okay, so you know you need to be specific, but specific about what exactly? Well, that brings us to our checklist for what makes a mystery shopping instrument truly great. A really solid instrument has to measure the whole customer experience, right? It's not just about did the employees smile. It's about the physical environment, the cleanliness, how employees are performing, how the merchandise is laid out, the nuts and bolts of the business processes like checkout, and even how clear the signs are. Your feedback should check if all these key areas are covered. And what about the questions themselves? Well, they need to hit 4 key marks. First, are they clear, super easy to understand? Second, are they relevant to that specific business? Third, do they cover the whole experience? And maybe most important of all, are they objective? A question like, was the server nice, is kind of useless because it's based on feelings. But a question like, did the server smile and say thank you? Now that is something you can actually measure.
All right, now for the main event, the real how-to part. I'm going to give you a super simple 5-step playbook that you can use every single time you sit down to write a peer review.
And here it is. It's a simple process. Read carefully, find the strengths, spot the areas for improvement, give actionable suggestions, and wrap it all up on a positive note. Trust me, this framework will guide you from start to finish and make sure your feedback is not just helpful, but also really professional.
Step 1 seems so obvious, right? But it's probably the most important. Don't just skim it. You have to actually imagine you're the mystery shopper. You're standing in the store, you've got this list in your hand. Ask yourself, is every single question crystal clear? Do I know exactly what I'm supposed to be looking for and how to record it?
Okay, step 2 is all about leading with the good stuff. Now, this isn't just about being nice, okay? It's strategic. By pointing out what works, you're giving your peer valuable data. People need to know what they should keep doing just as much as they need to know what to change.
And here's a perfect example of how to do that. Good questions. That's a dead end. But explaining why a question is good, like how measuring greeting time in seconds makes the data objective, well, that gives your peer a tool they can use again and again. That's what makes feedback so powerful.
Now we get to the constructive part. In step 3, you're putting on your detective hat. You're hunting for those weak spots. Look for vague questions, or maybe missing pieces of the customer experience we talked about earlier. And definitely look for words that rely on emotion instead of just pure observation.
And this right here, this is probably the most critical step of them all. Don't just point out a problem and then, walk away. The absolute best feedback offers a way forward. If a question is confusing, suggest a better way to phrase it. This is what turns your review from just a critique into a real collaboration.
Check this out. This is confusing is just a complaint, right? But suggesting they split one question into 2 separate ones, that is a concrete, actionable solution. Your peer can look at that and immediately see exactly how to fix the problem. That's the goal.
And finally, always end your review with a bit of encouragement. Let's be real. Revision takes effort and energy. A simple closer like, hey, this is a really solid start, and with just a few tweaks, it's going to be incredibly strong, can make all the difference in motivating your peer to actually do the work. So how does this all come together? Well, this whole process isn't just about fixing a single assignment. It's about learning to use feedback as a tool for real, actual professional growth.
As you're reviewing, try to keep two different perspectives in your head. First, think like the mystery shopper. Does this thing actually guide me clearly? And second, think like the manager. Is the data this thing collects going to lead to real insights that can actually improve my business? So what's the bottom line here? Giving great peer review isn't just some academic exercise. It's literally practice for the professional world. This is exactly how great teams innovate, it's how strong companies get better, and it's how smart leaders help their people grow. So, when it's your turn to give feedback, just remember, you're not there just to find flaws. You're there to show a path forward, a way to make the work even better. So the only question left is, what path are you going to show?